Glutes are the most important, strongest, and attractive body part for men and women, but there is a scientific explanation for why most people can't grow them. And I know this because I have bigger glutes than most women. Once my biggest insecurity, now my pride and joy. And today, I'm gonna share with you 2 tactics to blow up your butt. Number 1, the key to wake them up. And number 2, the 3 simple exercises that you have to do to grow them. I know this because I gave my own sister, soon to be Dr. Penelope Diamonds, these simple key and the 3 exercises. And if you do the same, you can thank me in a month or less.
Today, I will be taking you through the step-by-step process to be able to blow up your glutes. I have my beautiful sister here with me,
Hi.
Penelope Diamonds, future doctor. How many months until you're a doctor?
5 months.
She's 5 months away. So we're going to go, and I'll even give you some pro tips of things that no one is showing you online. And in my personal opinion, the last workout is by far the most important. So make sure you watch till the end. Let's kick it off.
I want you to think of your glutes as a Lamborghini. Number 1, we have the gluteus maximus, the engine, the powerhouse of your glutes. It's responsible for hip extension, external rotation and abduction, and posterior pelvic tilt, helping you sprint, jump, and lift heavy weights. Without the engine, there's no horsepower. Number 2, the gluteus medius, the suspension system. This muscle stabilizes your body, responsible for hip abduction and internal rotation, keeping your pelvis balanced during walking, running, and side-to-side movements. Like a suspension, it ensures that you're smooth on every turn. And then your gluteus minimus, the steering mechanism that assists the gluteus medius with hip abduction and internal rotation. This is your control system. It fine-tunes your movements like an internal rotation and pelvic stability. Think of it as the precise steering that keeps you on track. When these 3 work together, your glutes fire efficiently. But there's a problem. Your Lamborghini won't run without the key. It's missing. It's missing because of something that you're doing every day. You're dealing with a thing called gluteal amnesia. Have you ever fallen asleep on your arm and you wake up and you can barely move the arm and you feel this pins and needles sensation? Same thing, but for your glutes, and that's what you're probably feeling. This is what we call a sleeping triad. The lower back pain, number 1, tight hamstring, and weak glutes. So this is the key to wake them up. This is tactic number 1. The simplest and most underrated way to fix your glutes is sit less and move more. Your body's craving movement. Limit your sitting as much as possible. If you can, stand up every 30 minutes, stretch or move around. Go get water, use the bathroom, and even use a standing desk can make a massive difference. We tell all of our clients to get these. And then I want you to step more. Aim for at least 10,000 daily steps. Tracking your steps can help you stay accountable. I use this app called Pedometer++, and it shames me if I haven't moved enough. So I'll give you an example. Like right now, this is what the app looks like. It's showing me exactly how many steps I'm at, and it keeps me accountable. So I've picked these 3 wake-up exercises for the different muscles in your glutes. So exercise number 1 for your glute max, the engine, are glute bridges. This is the first key. These primarily activate the gluteus maximus, the powerhouse for hip extension. So this is how you should perform it. Lie on your back. I want your knees bent and your feet flat on the ground. And I want you to drive through your heels to lift your hips while keeping your upper back on the floor. Squeeze your glutes hard at the top for 2 to 3 seconds. Simply think of a rope that's around your waist and pulling your hips to the sky. Exercise 2 for the awakening, for your gluteus medius, the suspension, are called clamshells, which stabilize your pelvis during lateral and single leg movements. So this is how you perform it. Lie on your side with your knees bent at a 90-degree angle, keeping your feet together. Open the top of your knee while keeping your feet in contact, and you can add resistance bands to your thighs for added difficulty. Exercise 3 for the glute minimus. The steering, in reality, this will fire all 3 muscles, which it does. It engages both the gluteus medius and minimus by emphasizing natural hip stability. This movement helps you build strength, and exercises like lunges and squats where pelvic alignment is critical. So this is how you perform it. Resistance band around your thighs or just above your knees. Take small, controlled steps to the side, ensuring that you're maintaining constant tension in the band, and avoid leaning your torso or letting the band slack. So I want you to do this pre-workout. It's the glute bridges. So 12 to 15 reps, then clamshells, 12 to 15 reps. And then I want you to do banded lateral walks, 10 steps each way, and do this for at least 2 sets. Now that your glutes are primed, you have the key, they're now awakened, you're ready for action. So let's dive into the 3 exercises that deliver the most bang for your buck. These aren't just any exercises, they're backed by science, and they prove to target your glutes efficiently for hypertrophy. So how I picked these exercises was through a scientific formula called MVIC, or maximal voluntary isometric contraction. Without getting too technical, this basically tells us how much of the muscle is actually being used. So for example, if you hold a dumbbell at the midpoint of a bicep curl, the halfway point of where your forearm is parallel to the floor, and squeeze your bicep as hard as you can without moving, you're likely generating close to 80 to 100% of your MVIC. This is your baseline for maximal activation. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Certain dynamic where you're moving exercises can produce greater than 100% MVIC. This happens because these movements use a combination of resistance, joint angles, and muscle tension to elicit an even higher activation. So for instance, barbell hip thrusts and step-ups for the glutes have been shown to exceed 100% of MVIC in electromyographic studies because they engage the muscle through its full range of motion while adding external load and stabilization challenges. So the first exercise, barbell hip thrusts. Barbell hip thrusts achieve some of the highest levels of glute activation and provide us with horizontal hip extension, a movement difficult to replicate in any other exercise, with studies showing with up to 82% of MVIC. This means you're directly targeting the gluteus maximus, the primary driver of hip extension and power generation. So this is how you perform it.
First point, what I like to do is always find a bench that's about knee height, right? If you want to be able to do the hip thrust. So you can use a box like this, or you can use a bench, or anything that allows you to have a nice place to put your scapula on the mat. If you have a box and it's sliding backwards, you can use some kettlebells to be able to act as support. We want to get at the midline of the scapula, right under her posterior deltoid. We want your chin tucked throughout the movement. What you want is that when she does the hip thrust, you want her knee parallel to her heel. I want you to picture there's a rope here, and that you're being pulled up directly to the rope. And at the top of the movement, I want you to hold 3 seconds.
Okay.
Right? So brace your core, and then explode up. 1, 2, 3. At the point at the peak where her knees are parallel, you want to squeeze your glutes. 1, 2, 3, and then back down. That is going to get the contraction of the glutes and being able to get that maximum volume isometric contraction.
Before I continue, let me know, guys, it's been forever since I've made a video talking about exercise mechanics and the best exercise for a muscle group. Do you want to see more of these kind of videos? Let me know in the comment section. If yes, which muscle group next? Should I do the chest? Should I do arms? And if you want more of these, just also leave the video the gentle thumbs up. That tells me that, okay, Mike, they want to see more how to build particular muscle group videos, and I can make an entire series completely science-based and high quality like this. Let's move on. Exercise number 2. This is why it's a game changer. Step-ups have been shown to activate the glutes at a crazy 169 MVIC, higher than nearly any other movement. And I don't see people do this enough in the gym. They're particularly effective for building single leg strength and improving balance, while they're also great at alternatives for the lower back issues. So this is how I want you to perform the exercise. I want you to use a bench or a box at knee height. Place one foot firmly on the platform and drive through the heel to lift your body. Avoid pushing off the rear leg. It's all about the leading leg doing the work. I want you to lower yourself back down with control and repeat on the other side. So this is a pro tip for precision. Keep your torso upright so that you can ensure maximum glute engagement. Exercise number 3. If hip thrusts are the ultimate glute isolator, then the barbell back squat is the powerhouse that builds everything else, glutes included. While squats are often thought of as a quad dominant movement, here's the secret. Go deep, tweak your stance, and unlock serious glute activation. So picture this. Every time you lower yourself into a squat, your glutes act as a stabilizing force, preparing you to explode on the way back up. It's just not about moving the weight. It's about harnessing the power from the largest muscle in your body. And the deeper you go, the more your glutes take the lead, especially at the bottom phase where hip extension comes into play. So this is how I want you to do a squat for maximum glute activation.
Okay, so hand placements, your thumbs just here at the inner knurling. You want to come right under the bar and mid-scapular line slightly lower. There you go. You want your feet directly under the bar. Feet, press up, explode up, take your steps back, break your hip first. So break hip and then toes. There you go. Break parallel and explode out. There you go.
So I want to also give you some quick tips so you can unlock more glute power. I want you to go full depth. Deeper squats equal more glute activation. If your mobility allows, aim for below parallel. Use a wider stance. This will shift the focus from quads to glutes. And I want you to slow down the descent. A controlled eccentric phase will build tension where it matters the most. And then if you want an alternative to the squats, what we can also do as a bonus is a Bulgarian split squats. My clients hate me for these, but why it's a perfect alternative to the squats? While squats are great, they do emphasize the quads. Bulgarian split squats, on the other hand, shift the focus to the glutes, especially when you adopt a forward-leaning torso. This exercise is a unilateral powerhouse. When you hear the word unilateral, uni one, it means you're focusing on one leg, addressing muscle imbalances because you're focusing on one leg while improving your overall glute development. So this is how you perform it. I want you to stand a feet away in front of the bench and place one foot behind on the bench. Lower your body by bending your front knee, keeping your torso slightly forward to emphasize the glutes. So I want you to also push through the heel of your front foot to return to the starting position. And these are some pro tips to target the glutes more. Keep the movement slow and controlled to maximize time under tension. So you can use a dumbbell or a barbell for added resistance. Adjust the bench height to ensure a proper range of motion without straining your hip flexors. And now I'm just gonna give you a sample routine to include in your leg workouts or lower body workouts. So you want a barbell hip thrust, 3 sets between 10 to 12 reps. You want step ups, 3 sets, 8 to 10 reps per leg. And you also want a Bulgarian split squat or a barbell back squat. And you can alternate those 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps per leg. Your glutes just aren't for aesthetics. They're the foundation of strength, power, and stability. If you want them to grow, it's just not about showing up, but it's about showing up with intention. And now I've given you your roadmap to success. Now you have to take action. Let me know what you guys do for your glutes. If you guys enjoyed this kind of video, it's the first time I've made a video in a long time targeting muscle group. So don't forget to let me know in the comments if you guys want more of these kind of videos, but I'll leave it in the next one. If you want to know more about how to build your perfect diet, your nutrition, your training, this is the most popular video on my channel with over 600 comments of everyone saying this is amazing content. So go and watch that video. But see you in the next one. Cheers.